All right, race fans, welcome. We're here, Richmond. That's right, short track racing under the lights here tonight in race 2 of the chase. Boy, it was a thriller last week, Las Vegas style. And that was a good one, and it kind of mixed it up and surprise man on top. Chad Cole right now, he's on in the top spot. Boy, he was a breakout guy last week. As always, I'm Joe White up here in the booth. I'm accompanied by Don. Uncle Don, how you doing?
Pretty good, Joe. How are you doing?
We're doing good, and I tell you, short track racing, talked to some of these guys beforehand, and man, some of these guys just, wow, they were kind of worried about this track.
Yeah, I was talking to a few guys before the race like I do, chatting with a few guys up and down TeamSpeak, and yeah, a lot of guys are really concerned about the setup of this car because at this track, it seems extraordinarily loose this week. You know, guys are having a hard time keeping the car under them, going into the corners as they brake. It just seems like with the setup, the rear end really wants to turn around on you. So I think we're gonna have a really exciting race here at Richmond.
Yeah, it's always, well, short track racing, man. That's the
Yeah.
other thing, and that's the thing you just got to put up with. Right now, Mitch Rollo, man, on top point here in practice. He's looking pretty
What else
good.
is new? And this is going to be, what, the second race of the round one of the chase, correct?
Yep, second race of the chase. That's right. It's going to be
Let's
interesting
see.
to see who takes this thing here tonight.
I am too. You were talking about Chad Cole earlier. I had a chance to talk to him after the race last week, and man, he was really disappointed he didn't get that third third place finish. He was really trying to get that podium. He was really happy about his run, and I was talking to him about, you know, how much more aggressive he was at that race compared to how he was in the rest of the season. And he just said, "Hey, it's the chase. I gotta turn it up."
And that's what we talked about the whole entire chase, and we talked about that throughout the entire season. What guys are going to step up when it is chase time? And he was one of the first ones that I really saw that did that, stepped it up out here, and maybe tonight. Now, again, this right here, I mean, this is it's short track. It's a tough place to get around.
It's definitely a hard place to get around. A short place to get around. That's that too. But yeah, I mean, to me, I think qualifying is going to make a major thing here because of the pit stalls. You know, I think you're going to have to get a really good pit stall selection at Richmond because you want to get in pit road and out of pit road as quick as possible, as easy as you possibly can. Because, you know, being a short track, if you lose spots on pit road, it's going to affect you even more on a short track than it would if, say, you were at a road course or a super speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're watching qualifying, already guys coming out of the turn, sliding a little bit, hitting and beating and banging walls.
Yep.
Wham.
Just like I was saying, these guys. I was talking to Steve Gottschalk, Nerf. He's one of the veteran sim racers out here. I like to kind of talk to him about the setup and how the car feels. He gives me a great notes and great idea of how the setup is, and that's what his big concern was, is getting on the brakes, getting the car slowed down into the corners without the rear end coming around on you. It was really challenging for him to hold on to the car going into the corners. And if Steve Gottschalk's having a hard time getting around the track, then you know it's a loose setup.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. Loose, you know, definitely coming out. And that's just the product of this track. Just, man, you already see Nelson Rivera right there coming out sideways in the 22 machine. So
yeah,
guys, like you're saying, having trouble getting off the turns here.
Lack of grip, new tires, night track. I mean, they you know, night race. I mean, they, you know, not much rubber on the track yet. So early on, these guys are going to be slipping and sliding. It might get a little bit better as the race goes on, as they lay more rubber down and the track gets a little heat in it. But I don't know. Early on, I think we're going to see a lot of action as far as the wall and cars getting around.
Well, Doug Roth right there did his best slide imitation,
yeah,
but he's got a nice looking machine out there. Another STP machine by Hippie's Paint Shop.
How many different variations of that STP car can that guy pump out, man? I think every race they have just an incredible paint scheme on that car, and it's STP every time, and it's just, yeah, it's different every time. It's great.
And it looks good. I mean, they do good work out there. I don't want to take anything away from any other painters out there. They do an outstanding job. I just noticed that kind of sticks out being the STP, but Richard Petty and whatnot. And you're right. It just seems like every week in and week out, he's pulling one out of his hat there. But we're going to get to see a lot of the paint jobs here tonight because we figured out what the issue was, trading paint side of things. So all these guys out here in the black cars, we shouldn't see too many of them out there anymore. And you're going to get to see old Trey Edson. He's got the kick-ass beef jerky machine.
That's right. We were talking about that car last week. Couldn't see it because you were talking about, you know, the paint issue, but we can see it tonight, and that is a beautiful paint job right there.
And I got something here. I'm going to tell you, talk to him before the race. Shane Ewing. Okay? I've been calling him Ewing.
Ewing.
Yeah.
We've been calling him like Ewing or something.
Ewing. Well, I talked to him. And obviously, I've been saying Sean for the longest time, but finally got the Shane down pat. Yeah, finally got
we figured that out. We figured that out.
But he said his last name, which I really never even thought about to ask that, is Ewing. And here's the thing with that, and I know his mom watches now. So, hello, Mom of Shane Ewing. And it is driving her nuts that I have messed it up.
Well, we're going to say it extra tonight just to make up for all the times that because I messed it up a lot too. I did the exact same thing. So
I told him, I said, man, I get in the groove, I start yapping up Ewing, and that is cool. So Shane Ewing out there tonight, and Mom is watching, and that is cool. We appreciate her, appreciate all the family members definitely watching.
Say it one more time so I get it down right.
Shane Ewing. It's
Shane
a U,
Ewing.
like it's a U instead of an E. Now,
yeah,
I'm not
Shane
hooked
Ewing.
I'm a hooked on phonics redneck guy, and I'm not the best at. My wife's from PA. Let me tell you what, she's all about proper English. Me, I drive her up the wall, and I ain't going to and all that. So she's like, no, it's not. You're not going to. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I ain't going to do it. But it tears her up. But the Ewing, it's to me, I would have never thought. I would have went maybe wing, but I wouldn't have thought Ewing.
Yeah, I'm saying it over and over in my head right now, so I don't mess it up, because I'm guaranteeing to Mom tonight that I'm not going to mess up his name.
Right, and that's what we don't want to do. I mean, we're trying here to figure this thing up here, and I told him, I said, I ain't gonna say that I probably still won't slip up and say it wrong when I get in the groove of calling the races and
That's
stuff.
right.
But Jane Ewing, there we go.
Shane Ewing. And Mom, thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Qualifying underway here at Richmond. Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Race 2 of the Chase here. We're looking to crown a champ here, folks. Going to be a good one. We've got a good field of cars out here. Richmond, short track racing. You're already seeing qualifying guys are having a tremendous time. Me and Don talked about it. Talked to some of these drivers out here. Very slick, treacherous track. Last week we had a very good race. Not that many cautions. Tonight, I don't know. They're going to have, but they could fool me. They could be very patient.
I mean, yeah, it surprises us sometimes. Sometimes we go to these events and we think that maybe it's going to be wreck filled and they go caution free or one caution. I mean, they might. I don't know. Personally, I not because of the drivers, just because of the difficulty of the track and the setup. I think we're going to see a high caution count tonight. Just only because of the setup. I just think you're going to see that a lot. But we'll see. Maybe they'll surprise us. I don't know.
Gotcha on that one. So here we go. Anthony DeBarro, that man has been bad fast. He got the silver bullet up top right now on pole. Trey Edson, last week's winner. He's sitting there in second. So the top two guys, we know they are bad fast fellas out here. We got to see what happens. Good field of machines out here for Richmond. Short track under the light style racing. It'll be a good one tonight. I'm interested to see, man, who pulls this off. And like we said, who actually survives this track tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a survival. Definitely going to be a survival race. Just who can get through it, get through the chaos maybe. I was just looking at the 17 car Joe Hudson right now, and yeah, he's getting around too. His back end's getting really loose and squirrely on him. So yeah, I think this is going to be a interesting one tonight.
I think the guys are trying to figure out what they can do and what they can't do, what they can push these cars and what they can't push. And right now, even though it is qualifying, they've had a lot of time practicing out there. And maybe they've learned a little bit. We'll have to see. Like you said, sometimes they fool us when the race starts. We think, oh, man, here we go. It's going to be just a disaster. And with that said, too, Don, we've seen races have, 2-3 cautions early and then go for a long green flag run in the middle because the guys, they have to back it down. They feel like, okay, we come out here and attack the track too hard.
I think that's what happened last week at Vegas, if I remember right. I think we had a early caution, maybe around lap 20 or something like that, and then we went green for quite a long time, if I remember.
We did. Went quite long, and we've had several races that way, and that's kind of just a norm. And I feel like what happens is these guys get out here, they try to attack the track, they have a couple cautions, and then they just, start to back it down and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, we're wrapping up qualifying here so far. Only got like a couple minutes left. I think I heard your voice drop out. Oh, you're back. Okay, I heard your voice drop out in the middle of the sentence. I wasn't sure if you were still there.
Who is the purest voice in racing there?
There's the prettiest voices in racing announcing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think he's talking about
prettiest.
us.
Oh,
prettiest. Yeah, we have the prettiest.
I thought purest.
Prettiest. Come on, you're Carolina, right? You're Carolina boy. Prettiest. Come on.
Prettiest. All right.
I'm a victim of the California school system, and I live in Arizona, so.
Hey, y'all got more proper stuff. Like I say, my wife's from PA, and man, I'm gonna tell you, I drive her crazy with the language because I use ain't a lot and ain't going up, all the time. Not gonna do it, and it just that common, North Carolina Southern stuff. And man, what is wrong with you? It's like nothing. That's how we were taught.
That's just how you were taught. There's nothing wrong with that. My wife's from Massachusetts, and I give her junk about it all the time.
Absolutely. I love it when she gets kind of tired and whatnot because you can really hear the southern accent or the northern accent come out.
Definitely.
Like door, and all that. Yeah,
Most definitely.
and I mess with her on it. She's like, shut up. I'm going to get hit in the head with a frying pan one night.
Well, it looks like we got Anthony DeBarro there at the top of the chart. Looks like he's going to get the pole for tonight's race.
Yes, he is. As we're getting set here to grid these guys up here tonight. Let's go racing here at Richmond style. As we're going to grid them up here is Anthony DeBarro. You're right. Put it on pole out front with a silver bullet. Trey Edson, last week's winner. He's going to start in second. Third place starter, Josh Parker. Tommy Ryan's going to be in the fourth place starting spot. Fifth place man, Chad Cole. He owns the top spot in the points. Well, he was a bad, fast guy last week. Can he capitalize on it this week? Jose Gonzalez right there starts in sixth. Seventh place man, Thomas George. Eighth place starter, Sean Bounty. Starting in ninth, Nelson Rivera. And Mitch Rollo rounds out the top 10. I'll say it week in and week out. We got some bad, fast drivers, some bad, fast hot rods. About to do some awful bad, fast things on this small track here tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. Man, there's some drivers I'm definitely going to be looking out for tonight. Chad Cole, Mr. Aggression. I'm definitely going to be watching out for him tonight. He is turned up the heat in this chase, and I really think he's going to be very aggressive in his run tonight. Thomas George, I know he's hungry. We got guys like Mitch Rollo, Corbin Hemstreet starting in 12th. Randy Yoakum with a 13th place starting position. That's a great qualifying run for him. Look on down the field, Rick Thompson. He's got a great start. Nick Cohan, he's been, 5 wins this season. 19th place, didn't have probably the qualifying run he wanted, but we know he's going to be fast. He's going to be another guy to look out for.
And that's the thing. I was just looking at Nick Cohan. He was pretty good last week. The problem, he just got caught up in a little issue, but he bounced back, had a pretty good finish out of it. Tonight, he's in the middle of the pack on a track that, well, he's just going to have to be very patient.
Definitely. And he's another driver that I talked to after the race last week. And basically, he was on a different fuel strategy last week than everybody else was. And, I asked him, I said, you pitted at a certain time. And I was asking him about his strategy. And he basically was shocked. He really didn't think the guys would go on the run that they did. He didn't think guys would stay out on the tires for as long as they did. So he just miscalculated his strategy there. So maybe he'll be not quite as aggressive on his tactics tonight, maybe.
That's right. Well, to see, that's the best way to be. Kind of come out of here, know what you got. Obviously, if you got a bad, fast machine that can handle the track, do it. But if you don't, then maybe just be a little bit calm, cool, and collective. The big picture is championship. You don't want to wreck this thing and get caught in a hole earlier on.
Yeah, definitely. This is the kind of track that you don't want to get, you don't want to be chasing your race, basically. You don't want to be falling behind early and having to try to play catch up the rest of the night. This is kind of definitely a place that you can get caught up in another wreck, and it's just going to be a race of attrition tonight. I really think that's how it's going to be with the setup.
Got you on that one. So let's get set here tonight as we're getting ready to run. Pace car's pulling them around to do a couple laps here at the track before the let's go and let these guys go to work here. Hopefully everybody, man, just like we're saying, just stays patient on the beginning of this thing.
Yep, patience is the word. We're going to see a lot of patience tonight, but then again, guys like Chad Cole talking about aggression, so we'll see if that works for him.
That's it. And that's something we'll be talking about, folks, all night long, is just the patience around this track, especially if you're caught right there in the middle. That's kind of I always say that's the danger zone. Anywhere from middle to the back, that's the danger zone of you can get caught. You can get caught up in the front too, but that middle, man, that's just treacherous.
Definitely, because you'll have a lot of fast guys that maybe didn't quite get the run that they wanted on qualifying, such as Nick Cohan, like we were talking earlier. So he's going to be fast through the field. So guys are going to be aggressive.
Here we go. Pace cars in. We're going racing here tonight. Under the lights, Richmond, as the green flag flies, and Anthony DeBarro, he takes off and gets a good run out front as everybody else is stacked up behind him, side by side, 2 by 2.
Yeah, they're powering through one and two, going down the back stretch. He's got one heck of a lead on those guys. He had a great jump there, side by side behind him.
As you still see him out front here, that's what he wants. He wants to command this thing. Back there, Chad Cole's going to go side to side with Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan is right there in the 4th place spot. Jose Gonzalez sitting 6th. Thomas George there in 7th. Sean Bounty 8th. And Nelson Rivera sitting in 9th. Mitch Rollo 10th. They're trying to figure out what they need to do, all getting single file.
Yeah, these guys are trying to figure out which lines they want to use, high, low. Some guys are probably on the outside. They want to be on the inside and vice versa. So right now, guys are just trying to figure out how they're going to run the race and how this track is going to be tonight. They're just kind of making mental notes in these first few laps of how the car is reacting.
Absolutely. Well, I like that. I'm going to give a shout out that paint job Thomas George has got. Pepsi machine. That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a beautiful machine. I think he had it. I'm not sure if he had that one last week and it just didn't show up, but I remember seeing that one on Facebook. He shared it with me earlier in the week, and yeah, that's a really, really sharp looking car.
Yes, it is. Right now, currently running the 6th place spot behind him. Nelson Rivera and Jose Gonzalez will go door to door there as they'll duel it out for a minute. Mitch Rollo behind them in the monster machine. Jonathan Cadell's moving up in 10th. Now, he made some headway last week. He was very consistent. I think his biggest game plan, and I think he comes out here not to take anything away from his talent or anything. I think he understands, hey, I might not have the fastest machines, but if I stay consistent, I might be able to stay in this game here for the point.
Yeah, he had fuel mileage kind of creep up and bite him last week. That's why he didn't quite get the finish that he wanted. But he definitely had a fast car. He was running pretty decent. Tonight, I think he's just looking for a nice, solid run, top 10, and I think he'd be really happy.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good, solid points night indeed. Up front, Anthony DeBarro. He's changed about a half second right now, 4/10 over Josh Parker, who is right behind them in the 23 machine. And you got Trey Etzen right there back in the 3rd place. Tommy Ryan, in the 4th. And Chad Cole, who is sitting 5th. I'm interested to see how Chad Cole goes about attacking this track here tonight. Does he go back into his, let me kind of be patient and conservative mode tonight since this place is so treacherous?
Well, I mean, he's having he stayed in 5th. He started 5th. We're only, just shy of 10 laps in, but he's hasn't lost any spots. He's kind of, doesn't have really too much pressure behind him. He's got Thomas George back there, but he's a few car lengths behind. So I think he's just kind of settling in right now. Looks like he's moving up his line a little bit. I noticed he was running a little low in the first few laps, but he's kind of running a little bit more of a middle groove through 3 and 4 at least.
Yeah, right now currently sitting in 5th, which would be a outstanding points night to come out of here with. Let's see what we got back here. Oh, Mr. 9 times, Nick Timms himself there in 13th place. I was talking to him before the race. He was one who was like, I hate this track. He just wasn't doing well at all, but hey, he's 13th right now, and I got to give my hats off to these drivers. From what we've seen in qualifying and practice right now, they've all been pretty well off.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm looking at Nick Cohan right now. He started 19th. He's currently in 16th. I think he's just slowly kind of picking cars off one by one, but he's, just kind of like running his line, doing his thing. I think he's just being a little conservative. He wants to keep his car clean and make sure he gets a good finish tonight.
Yes, he is. Right now, like you said, in 16th place. He's just trying to be patient. He was marred back there in the middle of the pack. He's got to see. He's trying to fill out this track, see what he can get and what he can't get right now earlier on. Maybe have to use some pit strategies to get up front. Kind of look all to the back here. And, yeah, let's go ahead and mention his name, Shane Ewing, right there. He's in 26. He's got that number 32 machine. He's looking good. He's right there behind E.J. O'Rourke. Now, E.J. had a good run last week. Not having one right now.
Nah, he just really kind of struggling back there. He started 28th. He's in 25th right now, just in front of Shane. And, wave to your mom, Shane. She's watching right now.
Hey, I got thrown out to the family.
That's right. Shane started 29th, and he's currently 26th. Moved up a few spots, so, he's doing pretty good. Just running his thing, doing his thing. He's got a nice car right there. I like that paint scheme.
Yes, he does. Currently right now trying to work over E.J. O'Rourke for the 25th spot. You got Joey Katina right there in front of them. He's had an up and down season so far. He's actually picked it up a lot in the truck series. And, the cup side, it's a whole different animal, these cup machines. I mean, they're definitely something that you got to just, I don't know. Now, here's a guy, though, we talk about it. He had a good season to start. That's Steve Goschak, who's just, I don't know, he's just not really been able to. It seems like he's just got off the pace for somehow.
Steve's been struggling. Steve Gottschalk's a teammate of mine still at Stillhurst Racing, and every other night except Mondays. So, this season he's just been struggling to get those finishes. He's just getting caught up in wrecks, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it kind of when that happens, when you get a lot of bad finishes, even if it's not because of something you did, you just got caught up, it can kind of get a little blow to you a little bit. You got to build up a little bit more confidence and get those finishes out there. Sometimes you just don't feel like racing anymore because it kind of wears on you, you know, putting all that work in and just not getting the results. So I think he's just trying to rebuild on his season and just trying to, you know, pump out some decent finishes and trying to build that confidence to the next, you know, from week to week.
We're under caution.
Look, I saw somebody got loose a little bit in the back. It looked like the 4.
Oh. Let's go back and
points
watch
leader.
what happened. The points, well, he's not a points leader. He's
Oh,
in
that's
second,
right.
but let's see
That's
what
right.
Oh, he just lost it in the turn. We've seen it all night long. And bumps the wall a little bit. Not a lot of contact on the wall, but he got a little bit on the front nose, but there it was. I mean, they were doing such an outstanding job here all night long, and there was. It just jumped out and bit him.
It did.
Just lost it.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, it looked like he just got into that corner maybe a little bit too hot. And like I was saying, the rear end of the cars, they get so light coming into these corners that it's really hard to hold on to it. And you tap the wall at the front end. Hopefully it won't be too much damage, be able to get that fixed, and maybe we'll actually be able to, you know, salvage a good finish. It is a short track. Aerodynamics aren't quite as important as they would be at Talladega or Daytona.
No, they're not. I mean, but, you know,
Still.
hopefully it didn't hurt the motor or anything. That'd
that's
be
what I
the
was
biggest
thinking.
concern here.
Exactly.
Is hurting the motor.
Because you could be down on power, or the motor might be starting to overheat because of some front end damage. So that's something definitely he's going to have to get checked out when he goes to pit road to see how much damage he's got.
Battle off pit road. Right now showing Chris Jaboo up front. But he's probably going to cycle around because Nick Cohan's yet to come in.
Yeah,
got a lot of
he's
guys.
coming in
Anthony
now.
DeBarro looks like he's one and off pit road. Josh Parker there in second.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, that's how it's going to lay out there. I think it was just a matter of all the guys getting on pit road and cycling through.
All right. Well, they were definitely very patient there at the start of this race. Good run in there. Good long green run.
Yeah, it was a good run. I mean, you know, 20 laps. These guys just kind of got it settled. Now everybody's put enough laps on their tires, and they kind of get an idea of how the track is going to be, how their car is going to react. They, you know, if guys have made pit stops, they can look at their tire temps and their tire wear on those 20 laps, about 20 laps that we got. And it just kind of gives them some good notes for the rest of the race. So
far, so good. As everybody, man, is doing an outstanding job. We were worried about it, but you know, unfortunately, Nick Cohan, the first guy to kind of lose it here to the track. Which we were about 18 laps in on the tires.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we start seeing the tire wear start to fall off.
I mean, it could be, especially, I mean, to see Nick Cohan have a mistake like that, that's very, very rare. I mean, he's a really talented race car driver, and, you know, he knows how to get around the different tracks, short tracks and everything. So that just kind of, like I said, that tells you, again, how loose the setup can be and how difficult these cars can be to get around here.
Yep, and Anthony Navarro is going to be in control of this one. We go back to green flag here. We've got 170 laps to do. We're 21 in. Josh Parker sitting in second. Tommy Ryan there in third. Chad Cole's up to fourth. Trey Etzen there in fifth. You got some heavy hitter names in the top 5.
Definitely some really fast guys in the top 5.
Who's your favorite out here, man?
I'm going to go with Chad Cole. I went with him last week, and I'm going to go with him again. I talk to Chad on a regular basis throughout the week, really, because we're pretty good friends, and I just really like aggressive Chad Cole. I really like it. It's great. I was biting my nails last week watching him, so I'm picking him.
Different tone, ain't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a outstanding pick. I mean, it's really, boy, it's hard to pick up there. I like Trey Etzen out there. He's got a good run, but I'll tell you what, man, just to go against any of these guys is a tough one, man. It's just like picking the lottery numbers. Well, either way, pace car's in. We're going back green. Well, Anthony DeBarro, he's a good shot here. He's shot out to the front. He'll lead the guys off into turn 1. He's out front with Josh Parker. Behind him, they'll stack up 2-2. We've got a battle for second.
Yeah, they're powering down to the back stretch, and Anthony DeBarro's still going to lead them there. He's got about a 2-car length lead on the guys behind him. They're all side by side.
Yes, they are. Here comes Trey Edson up underneath Chad Cole to try to take that spot away. Mitch Rollo in the back there along with Nelson Rivera. But you've also got Josh Parker, who is hanging on the third. Tommy Ryan's takes it up to second, or kind of single file nose to tail. Anthony DeBarro still owns the top spot here.
Chad Cole's got some pressure down low. He's got the number 10 car of Trey Edson there. Looks like Trey's might pull off the pass. It looks like he might have the momentum. Not quite going down the front stretch as they go down into turn one.
Yes, they are. Like you just said there, Chad's up on the high side. Trey's down the low side. Behind him, Mitch Rollo is battling it out. Kind of look, Jose Gonzalez is back up into the 9th place. He's battling with Thomas George. And you got Corbin Hemstreet behind them.
Yeah, and you got teammates right there, Jonathan Goodell and Thomas George right there. They're under a blanket with Nelson Rivera, and yeah, they're just trying to get through there. Thomas George right now with Jose Gonzalez. He's battling with them as they go down the backstretch.
Absolutely. Look at old Nick Tim still in the 12th place spot. Now he's got his hands full with Sean Bounty on his inside. Behind him got Nick Silver. He is mixing it up, but boy, I tell you what, for the 51 to be talking like this track he didn't like, he's doing good. I don't want to talk too much about it. The next thing I know, he's going to hit the wall. I think what he told me was on the race, he said, how many times can he hit the wall? Maybe like 9 times. I was like, okay.
Is that what we call him, 9 times?
That might be a good one there. I might have to ask him that one time. Is that the reason? Oh, Jonathan Goodell chased that car down.
Wow, he really did. I thought that was going to be big right there, but that was some great driving right there.
Yeah, he had to run that thing down the hill a little bit, and that's what we're probably going to see all night long. These guys chasing these cars, get a little bit wiggly, a little loose, maybe overdrive it coming out of the turns. So far, everybody's been pretty patient coming out of the turns, but it's real easy to do here at this track.
Yeah, so far I'm seeing a lot of give and take by these guys. A lot of guys that are, running side by side. They're not pinching the guys down low, and the guys up down low aren't kind of washing up into the guys up high. They're really giving each other a lot of room, so a lot of patience.
So far, so good. Right along here with Brian Boris Cook, another guy who was here last week. He is up to the 17th place spot right now, trying to get all he can get. He's there with Rick Thompson and Scott Simley. Now, Scott Simley had an outstanding run at Las Vegas. And marred back in traffic here tonight. He's back at 18th spot.
Yeah, he's just working his way up through there slowly. Brian Boris, he started 22nd. He's in 17th, so he hasn't really moved up too much. Kind of expected a little bit more. He's usually a little bit quicker through the field, but then again, there's a very difficult setup, very difficult track, and a lot of guys are just being patient. He's probably just biding his time. We have a lot of racing left to go.
Absolutely. Looking good in the 17th spot. Still back up front. Anthony DeBarro, he owns the top spot here with Tommy Ryan's in second, but he is right on his back deck lid, along with Josh Parker up there, so might be getting close in for a battle for the lead.
Yeah, might hear soon. Trey Edson and Chad Cole, they're just back there licking their chops, watching those guys race up front, but Chad Cole's also got a little bit of pressure behind him there with Mitch Rollo. Gosh, I said that guy's name wrong.
Hey, man, he's got a nice looking car out there, too. I don't know if he says he got a Monster Energy drink machine out there.
Yeah, that is a really sweet machine. I like that. That really is nice.
See Trey Edson come out the turn. He had to just wheel that thing a little bit.
Yes, he did. That's going on a lot right now. That these guys, you're seeing a lot of guys. I mean, can't see everybody on the track, but I am seeing a lot of guys getting really loose off the corners and save it. There's actually a lot of saves going on right now that I wish we could show them all.
And you just saw right there, Tommy Ryan's running down. What I'm seeing now, and this is about the time where, Nick Cohan lost it. We're in about 15 laps into the run. Starting to see these tires starting to give up. I understand these guys, they're professionals. They'll run them on further. But boy, I tell you what, they're going to be like ice.
Oh, I'm sorry about my reaction. I saw another guy at the back get loose. I think you're exactly right, Joe. I think we're into the cycle of the tires. We're only about 15 laps in, but these tires are getting worn. They're not new tires anymore, and these guys are really having a hard time holding on to it.
They are. Right now, you just saw a pass. Chad Cole falls back to 5th. Trey Edson up into the 4th place spot. Mitch Rollo back there into 6th. Actually, I think it's Chad Cole made the pass. But either way, they're right there. Chad Cole 5th. Mitch is back in 6th. Just kind of looking through here right now. I think everybody understands what this track conditions is, and they're just being patient right now.
Yeah, they really are. Right now I'm watching I was just watching Chad Cole get right to the back bumper of Trey. I thought he was going to Look, I might have wanted to give him a little bump. I couldn't tell, but yeah, just some really close racing right now. I think you're going to see these guys slowly creep up the track, and they're going to. What I mean by that is a lot of guys are running down low on the track. I think you're going to see them slowly move their line up the track, especially in 3 and 4.
Absolutely. Watching, looking at this paint job on Joe Hudson's machine. Not having the night he wants, but it's a bright, pretty car.
I do believe that was painted by I Can't Design. I believe Greg Evans painted that car because I've seen it on Facebook before.
Mane and
I'm almost
tails.
positive.
That's,
yep.
Something to do with horses, I know. So maybe he's got like
I think
a
it's a
horse farm
shampoo
or something. What's that?
I think it's a shampoo.
That might be true too.
I'm not sure.
I think that's right. I remember him saying something about like some. Yeah. I don't know. That's for the females to know.
Let's ask Mrs. Ewing. Maybe she knows.
Yeah, there we go. Shane Ewing. But he has moved up. He's actually up into the 20th. I was just looking at that. He's got around E.J. O'Rourke, so he's slowly but surely moving to the front. Maybe he'll end up, getting a good spot. Another guy moving up, that's Nick Cohan. He's up to 23rd, so he's trying to, knock him off here slowly but surely. He understands that he got mixed up there in that last one. He's going to have a long, long work cut out here to get back up front.
Yeah, since he got caught up in that wreck, he started at the back of the field. So it's like basically started at the rear of the field and had to work his way back up. So he's just trying to keep that machine clean. I think if you cause 2 yellows in this league, then you have to park it. Technically, he caused 1 with that self spin. So I think he's just kind of really, really taking it easy right now in that 57 machine.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to do the second one there and get parked and lose a lot of points here tonight. Chris Jaboo got into the chase here. He's back in 28th, and I was talking to Nick Timms earlier, and he was saying, if we talk about Chris Jaboo, don't talk about him too much. His head might swell up, and he might not be able to get in and out of the sim pit.
Or he might be able to get out of that helmet. You never know. So
that's right. Yeah, get out of the helmet, and who knows, be able to get out the front door. He's back in 27th. He had a good run last week. We're going to see if he can't maybe, muster up a good run here tonight. I've got a long way to go. It's only 44 of 170 here so far. These guys are just being very patient right now with Anthony DeBarro still holding off Tommy Rines up front. Tommy's right there on his back deck list. Now's the time where you're going to start seeing guys who know how to save and drive on some worn-out tires.
Most definitely. This is where you're going to start seeing who saved their tires, who didn't save their tires. Some of these guys will just try to maybe not run so hard, cool the tires down a little bit to set up for a pass. Looks like Josh Parker and Trey Etzen are putting on a heck of a clinic right now. These 2 guys are just really battling it out. Trey got to his bumper a bunch of times. Looked like he was going to make the pass, but
he did. Another guy, though, I'm seeing is struggling a little bit. Didn't do it last week, was Chad Cole. Chad Cole now struggling a little bit. He's falling back. You got Mitch Rollo got around him. Nelson Rivera right there is actually working him over a little bit for that spot. So maybe he's just right now, he maybe is trying to take it easy, see what he can push, what limit he can push that car and what he can't push it.
Yeah, you might be right about that because it does look like the 2 behind him I think they're a little bit faster than him. I really do. I think they're going to eventually get around him. Chad might have just burned his tires a little bit early on that run. I don't know. I still got faith in him. He's still my pick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Anything can change. And we've got a long way to go. It's only flat 48 here, 170. Anything can change here. Like you said, Trey Etzen there and Josh Parker, they have been duking it out between each other. These guys are close enough right now that if any one of them makes a mistake in front of them, they're gonna jump on it. Looks like a battle for the lead.
Yeah, I'm watching this battle right now for the lead. These guys, Tommy Ryan, he's trying high, I noticed. He's kind of tried low. It's like, man, he's really, it looks like he's just trying different lines to see what's going to be able to get his nose just a little bit under Anthony. He's kind of peeking down there right now.
Yeah, he's got that thing on the inside. He's looking. He might not have I don't want to say the confidence in the tires to stick. How's that? I'm not going to say he doesn't have the confidence to do it because he probably does. He just maybe doesn't have the confidence in the car and the tires at this lap in of 31 laps in to make it hold. And again, he could prove me wrong here.
Yeah, he did. He powered it right into there. I've been watching him. He kind of arced the corner more than he has been, so he can get that momentum. I think he's trying to let the car roll down into the corner as Anthony is pretty much just looking in his rearview mirror and trying to, hey, what can I do to hold this guy off? Because if I brake too hard, I'm going to get loose and wipe us both out. So, yeah, it's just a great battle right now. These guys are really holding on to these cars.
Absolutely. It's a battle for first and second here, folks. Yeah, Anthony DeBarro, he's got it. Tommy Ryan sneaking on the inside. Now, what that's going to do is going to make Anthony do a little bit of window driving as they come up on the lap machine. Also brings Josh Parker up to the mix here.
Yeah, the more these guys are running back and forth like this, trying to race each other, the more Tommy tries to dive below Anthony, the closer Josh gets to both these guys. So he is loving this battle right now. He's absolutely loving this. And they're coming up to a lap car too, so that's going to come into play.
So far, so good. Is out front, like I said, Anthony DeBarro's running it. Let's see what they do with this lap machine. That's Joe Hudson right there. He's probably just going to either he's going to pull down on the inside and let the leaders go on by. Tommy Rines comes off his back just a little bit. Josh Parker's there, so everybody makes it through pretty good. Single file order. And man, I tell you what, it got a shout out up in the 10th spot. Nick Timms. Well, he must have found something between the time I talked to him and passed qualifying.
He definitely did. Yeah, he worked his way all the way up to 10th. We were talking about him a little while ago, and it's like, where did he come from? All of a sudden, Nick Timms, top 10 right there in the 51 machine.
So far, so good. As everybody a single file nose to tail in this one. What you're seeing are 36 laps into the run here at Richmond under the lights. Race 2 of the chase here for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Good run right now as these guys are on a long green flag run. A battle right here. Nick Timms is looking on the inside of Nelson Rivera for that spot.
I was just about to say that. This battle right here with Thomas George, Nick Timms, and Nelson Rivera is about to heat up because Nick Timms is on a mission. He is trying to go to the front. He doesn't care who's in his way. He says, hey, guys, just move because I'm coming.
Well, right now doing an outstanding job in that number 51 machine. He's got the hit man, and he is hitting on all 8 cylinders so far as he's up to 9th. Started the 9th here in 14th, so not a bad turnaround so far.
Definitely not a bad turnaround. He still seems like a guy that's really fast in those tires. Maybe he just saved his tires early in the run, but he's definitely faster than the guys in front of him. It's just a matter of being able to pass him. Catching somebody is one thing. Passing them is a whole nother thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially when you've been out there on the tires as long as they have at lap 39. Oh, well, you got Nelson Rivera behind him. Jonathan Cadell, he's looking at the high side, but he's got Nick Silver all over the back end of his.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Nick Silver's been slowly catching up to him and, yeah, getting right on his back bumper there, giving him some pressure. So, yeah, we'll see how that works out for him.
Oh, it's interesting. Okay, so Cadell said the car was handling better in the laps prior to the caution than it did in pre-race activities. Could be because of the track state of how it comes over or whatnot. That could change. Actually, let's
more rubber on the track.
More rubber on the track. I mean, it is a race surface is 92 degrees, 78 degrees right now. Kind of a hot surface, but it could be, like you said, putting down more rubber.
Well, the track's got 35% usage right now, which, you know, it's not a whole lot of rubber on the track. I want to say they start with 20%.
And see, that could be something there. I mean, every little bit of helps. You know, if you watch folks throughout the whole entire race, and I always get amazed at how this does here on iRacing, but watch the turns throughout the whole entire broadcast. You'll see them right now. They're starting to turn black. By the time the end of this race is, they'll be black, and it's interesting to see how those turns in the middle of them, how the line and the rubber is set down on the track.
Definitely, and you know, you'll see the rubber buildup on the track, like you were just saying, Joe. But what you'll also notice is where they're not racing, you'll see rubber buildup is what we refer to as marbles. Those are the pieces of the tire that are chunking off as they're going around the track. The sand, the dirt, the debris, the hot dog wrappers, whatever it might be, is going to go onto the wherever they're not racing, outside of the groove. And you'll see if somebody gets out of those grooves, especially in the corners, all that debris and trash can build up on those hot, sticky tires, and it can make for a really bad situation for a driver trying to get through the corner and put the power down.
And the man right now in a bad situation is Chad Cole. He's going backwards. I think, man, that car, just the tires is just not working for him. Nick Timms takes over the 8th place spot. Chad drops down to 9th. Nick Silver's there in 10th. Nelson Rivera up in the 11th spot as they're all kind of battling. And here comes Mike Kelly. Hadn't really talked about him. He's there in 12th.
Yeah, it seems like a huge difference between some of these guys. I even see, Thomas George, he was fighting the car just a little bit ago in front of Nick Timms, and I do think Nick's going to get by him eventually here. And we got the other Nick Silva. He's came through the field too. He passed Jonathan Goodell, passed those other guys that are behind him right now, and he's looking at Chad Cole right now to pass him.
Hot dogs are terrible. Man, what's wrong with you?
I think he said, hot dogs are terrible. I think he's referring to virtual hot dogs.
Oh, well, yeah. a lot of air, probably hot air in them.
Yeah, I agree. Virtual hot dogs are not that great.
Well, I tell you what we're seeing right now is a product with guys on tires that know how to drive, like Nick Silver right there. That thing, man, stepped evil on the back end of him.
It sure did. I hate to say that if he wouldn't have been as close to the wall as he was, I really don't think he would have been able to save that. It almost looked like tapping the wall just a little bit straightened him out.
Boy, that thing just got medieval on him, and I think right now with 49 laps on this run of tires, we're seeing guys out here who really can just handle it, and guys out here who are just struggling. Chad Cole is one of them who is definitely struggling, but Anthony DeBarro, he's got this thing on rails right now. Tommy Ryan's in second, Josh Parker third. Trey Edson's right there in the fourth place. Caution out. Right. Rick Thompson. Let's go back here and see what happened.
Oh, I hate to see that happen.
Yeah, he's right there with Sean Castro right there behind him, and man, Nick Cohan's right behind him. Not what he wants to see, because Nick Cohan's like, man, you got to be kidding me, but he made it through.
Yeah.
Woo.
Nick Cohan saw that 76 car go around, and he just went, "Are you serious?"
That's it. Like,
he thought for sure he was getting in that. I hate to see that for Rick, man. I call him Blue Eyes, old Blue Eyes. He's a good guy. So
he is. Had a good run.
He was having a great run. I hate to see that for him. He's a really good guy. I don't think he hit the wall too hard. It kind of looked like the incident almost that Nick had. Maybe he hit it just a little bit harder than Nick did. So that front end doesn't look too bad. The fenders are on it. So hopefully his crew will be able to get that thing fixed. The engine's not too damaged, and he'll be okay to be able to get out there and maybe salvage this finish.
Yeah. So we'll have to see, as everybody's definitely going to come down on pit road. It's going to be a busy place here.
This race off pit road is going to mean everything right here. Anthony DeBarro, Tommy Ryan, they want to nail it, get in and out, 4 tires and fuel, and not speed. That's the biggest thing. Don't overshoot your pits either. It's really easy to do here.
Yes, let's watch and see some of these guys come here on pit road and get 4 tires. And my little dog over here is wanting something. What do you want? I'm trying to call a race. I ain't got time for you right now. I know. She's coming over here and putting a paw up on my arm. Want to do something.
And it looks like Anthony DeBarro is going to win off pit road. Looks like Tommy Ryan is going to be second, pending any speeding penalties or anything.
You're right. Nick Timms looks like he stayed out the lead a lap. I think he's looking for points here.
Oh, he definitely looking for points. Looks like he's just now coming down pit road. I believe that's what he was doing. He was probably staying out there to get some points. I believe our halfway is going to be 85 laps is the halfway point. Top 10 drivers will be awarded points. First place at top 10 will be awarded 10 points. Second place will be awarded 9. Third place 8 points, and so on down all the way to 10th. That's how they do it here at the Monday Night Money Series.
The bonus points that they get tonight is not like they're not accumulative.
Right now.
It goes from week to week. Yep,
or
it goes to the next round. So like what they got last week, it was applied to this week.
Yes.
It does not add on to the next weeks through the chase. So that's something to keep in mind, because throughout the season they add it up. But here it is a week-to-week bonus points. And, man, that is huge because, last week Nick Cohan missed out on that.
Yes, he did. Now, see, that's the thing about that puts a little kink in this point system here, where some guys might have a bad race. The same time, one of the guys that's further down in the chase points, maybe he got the halfway, and maybe he ended up getting a good finish. So he had a really good points night. It just seems like me that the guys can capitalize even more so with the way they're doing the points now.
Got to be curious. I got to bring up Mr. 9 times here.
Let's do it.
He was thinking about staying out. Maybe he was looking at points, but bring him up here and ask. Nick Timms, Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Well, you were saying before the race you hated this place, but you're looking awful good out there, and you was coming to the front. Did you find something out here in qualifying practice?
Oh, yeah, we just tried up a little bit different line, and we just said, hey, let's just save tires. No need to attack the track, and it seems to be working out for us. They're pretty good.
So far, you're looking good. You stayed out there to get a few points, I guess, and that's set to go back green flag real quick. You got the car. You think get back to the front?
I think there's enough laps we can get back up there.
All right, good luck out there.
And forward, bud. Thank you.
All right, that's Mr. 9 times L. Nick Timms. Get to go back here, green flag. So, yeah, he's just basically trying to take it, cautious like we were talking about here. Smart move, absolutely. Anthony DeBarro is going to lead them to the field here to the start of the green flag. As we'll go back, it'll be lap 75 when they cross the line. Beside him, Tommy Rhines. Everybody on good tires. Pace cars on pit road. Green flag, and Anthony wastes no time jumping out to the front. Here comes Josh Parker and Mitch Rollo. Boy, he's turning a wick up too, trying to look on the inside.
Definitely. Mitch Rollo was right there. He said, I'm coming. I got these new tires. Watch out, boys. But, yeah, you got Jose Gonzalez back there. Mike Kelly, where'd he come from? Starting from 30th place tonight. He is now in 6th position, looking to break the top 5.
Man, he is right there battling it out door to door with Jose Gonzalez. Caution's out. Ooh, back in the back somewhere. You know who it is.
I'm trying to find it myself.
We'll go back here. Joe Hudson.
Joe Hudson, yep. I got it when you did.
Self-spin. He just lost it coming out. That's just been the norm all night long. Barely bumps the wall a little bit. But so a self-spin one-car incident right there.
We have a caution here. I have an idea.
Up.
We should bring Shane up into the booth since his mother is watching tonight.
Shane Ewing.
Yeah,
Right.
let's get Shane Ewing in here.
Let me find him. There he is. He's down in Loose Lug Nuts.
Yep.
Let's bring him up here and find him on the track here. He's about an 18th, so not too bad. All right, let's bring him up here and talk to him. Shane, you in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Well, we figured we'd bring you up here, and we were talking about your last name, Ewing, and all that. We've been getting it right, and we figured we'd bring you, see how you're doing tonight. Know you're back in the traffic, and 2, let's get a shout out to Mom.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, my mom's been on me about getting the name right, so I appreciate the practice you guys have been putting in this week. I haven't given you any other reason to talk about me with this Rayovac Ford. We're kind of stuck back here around 20th. We're racing like demons back here, but been pretty clean so far. So having a good time. This is a great group of guys, and you guys do a great job up there in the booth. So I appreciate you guys doing what you do.
You're back there in the traffic, and we call that's in a lion's den, so to speak. I mean, what do you got to do different back there as opposed to maybe up front?
We were talking about the first question, and for those of us not in the chase, after 10 laps or so, that's normally when we might try a race putting on 2 tires, but you don't want to mess it up not knowing what the car's going to do. The guys have been racing hard all season, so we're conservative on that front. You try and be smart. We're not even halfway through this thing, so still got to keep the fenders on it, and we're going to get a little bit more aggressive as we go on. Well,
you've moved up some positions so far, so keep up the good work. Shane Ewing there, folks,
Shane
man.
Ewing.
And the 32.
Shane Ewing.
There you go. That's it. We
Good
got
luck,
it right.
Yeah, good job, boys.
All right. Good. Hey, good going out there, man, and good luck the rest of the race.
Thanks, guys.
Let me see if we can find his room down here. There we go. Loose lug nuts. Yeah, good deal. Good guy there, man.
Great guy.
And that's the thing here. I say it week in and week out, guys. I try that with names, I mess them up, and I'm no ESPN or NBC up here. I do the best, and I go off and just having fun a lot. And I know we were talking about it, and when he brought up his last name to me, I didn't know his mom was watching. I probably would have tried a lot harder if I would have known, but
yeah,
because I love family members, man. Don, I really, really do. I like family members.
I love when they're watching this.
Yeah.
It's really great,
man. I've
Yeah.
got one on my, I've got a league that I do during the week. This is no lie. It seems like I've got about 4 or 5 moms out there. I call them the mom squad. And man, they were out there all cheering on all their drivers.
Yeah, I love when family gets involved in the sim racing. You know, you can meet a lot of great people in the sim racing community, so it's really great when the family gets involved too.
No doubt about it. We're at lap 80 here, 170, and that actually puts us not quite halfway. That would actually, we'd have to go
85.
85 to go halfway. Can Anthony DeBarro lead this thing here at halfway? He's led most of this one tonight so far, but can Josh Parker be the spoiler as the pace car is pulling around? Going to take that hard left turn on pit road, and it does. Green flag flies. Anthony DeBarro says, I want that halfway bonus points. He jumps out to the front. Here comes Tommy Rines, though, to try to mess up and see if he can't get up there and knock it away from him.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan's trying to get on that low side there. You saw it was almost 3 wide. It looked like Mitch Rollo was thinking about it, but he's decided to back it out a little bit as they go down into, where are they at? Turn 3. Yeah, 3, sorry.
Yes, they are. Right now, Tommy Ryan's on the inside. Almost whooped Mitch Rollo's around.
No.
And got into Mike Kelly. Oh, and Nick Tim sliding. Steve Goschalk. Don't know what happened back there. Couldn't see, but let's go back on the replay. That was a product of just cars just got loose. I think basically Nick Timms and them had to check up, and they just lost it. We're going to find out here on the replay. Yeah, Mitch Rollo and Mike Kelly, boy, came from the front all the way up. And then I need to go back on, Nick Timms here.
It looked like they might have been 2 incidences. I'm not really.
There was. Nick Timms and them spun right after. I'm going to go back here on Nick Timms and see, because he was way further back. Oh,
it looked like
Scott Stencil got loose, and Steve Goschalk was involved. Chris Jabou's involved. He got a little bump, wasn't too bad. But, yeah, 2 incidents. So the first one started, Mitch Rollo up front, and then Scott Stencil lost it. And basically it was the same kind of a thing. Mitch Rollo got into the side of Mike Kelly when he spun. Scott Stencil got in the side of Nick Timms when he spun. And what did I just say? Back in the lion's den. That's just kind of the middle of the pack. But, hey, this track, here's the thing. Don, right there looked like these guys have been running pretty patient all along. Looked like on that restart, man, maybe let's see if I can push the car a little bit. And the track says, not so fast, boys.
Yeah, I think it was just a product of new tires. Guys just gotten off pit road. Tires aren't warmed up. You know, and I was talking about earlier, and I was talking about Steve Gottschalk. Another incident that he got involved in that had nothing to do with him.
Yeah, I hated on his end there, yeah. And then Mike Kelly, who had come way back up to the front there, just nowhere to go. That's short track racing, just product of nowhere to go. But under caution here, and that's just one of those things, man, with the short track racing here tonight.
Definitely. Yeah, I hate it for Mike Kelly. He started from 30th, and he was all the way up to 6th. And I really hate it for him right there. That's a real bummer. But like you said, short track racing, man. One guy gets in, self spins or gets involved, it can get other people involved too. That's a great run for him right now, cracking that top 10. I know he's wanting to do that, and he's going to get some halfway bonus points here too. That's going to be a great run for him. Chad Cole, 6th place. Looks like he's going to get halfway bonus points. We're going to pick up these halfway bonus points under caution, unfortunately. It's not going to be under green, but the top 10 are going to get these halfway bonus points. So we're going to have Anthony DeBarro, Tommy Ryan, Mitch Rollo, Jose Gonzalez, Nick Silver, Chad Cole, Jonathan Goodell, Thomas George, Sean Casto, Nelson Rivera. Those are going to be your top 10. They're all going to be awarded bonus points. Those points mean a lot with this chase going on. Every single point matters. They're just pacing around here. We got just another lap before we're going to go green here. Anthony DeBarro leading the field right now. Tommy Ryan second. These guys have been basically putting on a clinic all night. Been leading the pack all night. It's been a great battle. Tommy's been trying a few times to get there to Anthony, but he just can't pull it off. Anthony's been holding him off real good tonight. been able to manage those tires and keep it clean. Joe went to go let his dog out. He'll be right back. Sometimes things happen. So we have to do. That's what happens with live broadcast. Joe's back.
Yeah.
We just got our bonus points awarded.
Anthony Navarro.
Anthony Navarro led it. I just ran down the top 10 for the bonus points. Yeah, those are going to matter. Those are really going to matter there at the end of the, or here in the chase or whatever. Like we said, they roll over to the next race. So.
And Nick Cohan missing out again on the bonus points. Wow,
second week in a row.
Second week in a row. Yeah, that's huge. Pace cars in, back at Anthony Navarro's getting good jumps here and there on the restarts. Mitch Rollo right there in second along with Tommy Ryan.
Yeah, he is definitely the restart master, and I guess it helps when you're in the lead too. But he is definitely jumping very fast. He's getting out front, so he doesn't have to worry about anybody diving underneath him.
Boy, Nick Cohan back there mixing it up. Corbin Hemstreet, along with Sean Bounty and company right in front of them. Brian Boris Cook, they were 3 wide for a moment. Don't know if you want to do that awful too much.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we saw early on you can get a caution real quick. I mean, these guys are all bunched together, new tires. It can happen super fast.
Absolutely. Boy, another guy we got to think about here. Actually, looking Trey Edson, he got marred back in traffic somehow.
Yeah, I was noticing that earlier. I don't know if he got a bad pit stop or if he got involved in that incident, or I'm not really sure. But he's definitely not where he wants to be right now. He started second. Now he's marred back in 20th. So he's in the lion's den definitely right now.
His pit stop. I mean, he was off cycle because he's been out there for 11 laps. His pit stop was only 15 seconds, so not 100% sure what happened there, but he'll try to maybe muster up and get back to the front. He's definitely got a fast machine. Watching Nick Cohan back here in 12th place. Chad Cole's another one. Maybe 2 of the main drivers we need to keep an eye on there. Anthony Navarro's still out front in control of this one.
Yeah, he is setting the pace for the race tonight. His tire management has been phenomenal. He's been able to hold off Tommy Ryan, which is definitely a very difficult thing to do. Tommy's been there. He's been trying to get by him, and he just hasn't been able to get it done yet.
So far, so good. Everybody knows the tale. Thomas George right there in 6th. He's got Chad Cole in his back deck lid. Nelson Rivera right there. They're all single file. Jose Gonzalez looking in the 5th place. Nick Silver up to 4th. As we're seeing here with Sean Castro. He's right there in the 11th place spot.
Yeah, Nick started in 20th, and now he worked his way all the way up to the top 5 in 4th place, and we have another caution out on the field.
Caution out.
On the track field.
Same thing. See what happened. Need to go back here a little further on this one. Oh, Dwight. DJ.
Oh, DJ Beverly.
Oh, and got into Josh Parker again. Parker right into the wall. What's going on, Michelle? How you doing out there? Wow, he just got loose coming off, and then Parker was basically the guy that helped him out there and just ping-ponged right off the wall.
Yeah, it can happen fast. I mean, like we were saying before, it's really hard to keep these cars under you in the corners. It's just a struggle every lap because the setup is so loose.
Pit stops here. Anthony, everybody's in right now. Yeah, caution breed caution. That's just the name of the game. And especially with a track like we've got tonight, it's a treacherous track. I mean, the conditions out here, I don't say Richmond's a treacherous track, but the conditions that they're running under are pretty bad.
Well, it's just like you said, we've been talking about it all night. The setup is just loose. It's really difficult. It's really hard for these guys to drive these cars. These Cup cars are no joke. A lot of power, not as much, not a whole lot of grip to keep these things down there. So looks like Anthony Navarro is going to win the race off pit road.
Yes, he is. Been all night long. That man has done an outstanding job here. Well, he put it on pole. He's out front. And he has led 92 of the 95 laps here tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely been the man to beat all night. He's, I mean, what can you say? He's just got the number. He's got Richmond's number. If right now, if he's not a favorite to win, I don't know who would be because, like you said, he's led so many laps.
Here's going to be an interesting here. Sean Castro.
I noticed that too. Did he take
Two
two?
tires.
I had a feeling he
Yes.
took. I saw him cross the line in second, but I figured he took two. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Well, it was a very short run, so I don't know.
It was. Been on
I
when he
wouldn't do
pitted
that.
last and didn't know. Well,
As a
I'm
driver,
with
I
you.
would not do that. That's all I'm going to say.
And in these conditions, I mean, I understand what he's trying to do to get
Oh,
the best
definitely.
track position he can.
Oh, I'm not
but-
knocking him at all.
I've said this a million times, and I'll keep saying it. 10 to go, maybe 20 to go, sure, go for it. But at lap 96 with almost 70 or 80 to go, to me, that's a little early. Hey, I'm not in the car, but usually, I'll say 8 out of 10 times, it doesn't turn out too well.
No, and when I say I wouldn't do that, me as a driver in that position, I know that I could not hold on to the car on 2 fresh tires at this track tonight. So I would not do that. I'm not taking away anything from Sean. He might go right to the front. I mean, but me as a driver, I know I would not be able to hold on to it. How loose this car is tonight. Tires are so important, and I want 4 of them.
And I agree with you. What's up, HP? How you doing out there? Yeah, quick race summary. Anthony Navarro's the leader. We've completed 96 of 170. We have 4 lead changes, 5 cautions so far tonight. And a lot of it has been just guys losing it coming out of the turns. We've seen it in practice and in qualifying. This track tonight is bad loose. The cars are wicked loose out there. They are fighting them for everything. They did go on a good long green flag run there, but we've had a couple cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about it before the race, how hard, difficult it is for these guys going into the corners as well as coming off the corners. We were seeing a lot of self-spins of guys powering down into the corner. So just the way the nature of the beast for this setup and track tonight.
Absolutely. Anthony Navarro is going to lead him off to the start here. Here we go. Pace car's in, and he gets another good jump. But Mitch Rollo does too. Behind him, though, it's going to be stacked up. Jose Gonzalez, Sean Castro, and those 2 tires, like I said, they're just not working out. The 4
They're
tires are
3
just
wide.
gobbling them up.
3 wide right there in 1 and 2. You are right about that. And yeah, Mitch Rollo definitely, he was not sleeping on that restart. He was right there on Anthony Navarro, and he's still right on his bumper.
Going to try to see if we can overtake him. Right now, Sean Castro falls back to 6. He's in the clutches there of Nick Silver and Jonathan Goodell. In front of him, you got Thomas George. And also then that would be Jose Gonzalez up in the 3rd place. So he's moving up so far. Thomas George, though, is trying to battle it out with Tommy Ryan side by side.
Yeah, they're just powering through it there. You see those guys side by side. Top 3 are just single file. Mitch is still trying to get to him. Mitch is staying with him. We haven't seen Mitch Rollo in 2nd place to be able to put a battle on Anthony. It's usually Tommy Ryan, but right now he's back in 5th.
Absolutely. Nelson Rivera right there stuck up underneath. Trey Edson. Trey Edson's moved it back up, was marred back in traffic. Chad Cole right there in 11th. He wants to be very careful himself. Don't want to get caught up in anything tonight. As Nick Cohan's still back in the 15th. Nick Timms has been able to move back up to 14th. Sean Bounty 13th, and Brian Borst. Look at these cars. They're 3 wide. Nick Timms almost loses it.
Yeah, 3 wide. That was really close. That could have been ugly, but he almost lost it, but he did save it. Great driving there by Nick Timms.
Yes, it is. Puts him back there, marred back in traffic. As you've got, look at this battle, man, about the 8th on back spot.
Yeah, Jonathan Goodell. You got, who else you got there? You got the number 46 of Nick Silva. You got Trey Edson. You got Nelson Rivera. I mean, those guys are just all right there. Chad Cole's right there. He's just hoping these guys don't wreck in front of him. And they're going 3 wide. Oh, they thought better. Jonathan Goodell was going to be the meat in the sandwich there.
Whew, I'll tell you that. I mean, these guys might think about doing it. I mean, they're trying to pick up the pace early. It's only lap 104 here of 170. But I think they're trying to now, they were patient at the beginning of the race. I think now they're trying to test the waters to maybe see, how far can we push this thing? Because I want to know when I get down here, which is, not a bad strategy. You take it easy at the beginning of the race. Maybe the middle part, you kind of push it a little bit. So that way it kind of tells you. And look at Jonathan Goodell out there driving that thing. Wow.
he changed about 3 lanes, and he didn't even signal. But he saved that. He was still going. He's went to that bottom line right now. I think that's where he wanted to be.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, after this one, man, how many beers is he going to have to drink?
Definitely, right? I don't know.
No
Maybe
doubt.
league racing. I don't think he does in league races.
Oh, you don't do the league race? I'm saying
I'm not
after
sure.
the
I don't
race,
wanna
he's probably
answer for
going
the
to need
man.
it.
Yeah,
Woo.
after the race maybe, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Brian Boyce Cook right there on his back end, but that's what we were just talking about, folks. This track tonight has just been very treacherous. And all I was saying is I think early on they went on a pretty good long green flag run, and they were being very, very patient. And it seems like now they've kind of picked up the pace just to see what these cars can actually do, because when it comes time for go time at the end of it, they want to know, how far can I push this thing?
Most definitely. You know, I'm watching Sean right now. He's the one that took 2 tires. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was he? Yeah. John Castro.
On Castro, yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. He's still in 6th right now, and he actually got a decent little lead on the guys behind him. So, I mean, dare I say 2 tires might have been a good idea?
You know what? Once he got out of the mart of a little bit of trouble there at the first, because those guys could have got a little impatient, and I think what calmed them down a little bit, because let's take it to a track where grip would have really been there, maybe like last week. They might have tried to run him over at the beginning, but I think a lot of those guys knows, hey, if I get up there and try to do it, I could spin out myself. Even on 4 tires could spin out. We've seen it. I mean, well, Josh Parker and them earlier.
That's
We've
true,
seen
yeah.
them. You know, they spun out. So, yeah, Nick Cohan, they all spun out on newer tires. But you're right. Maybe it's once he got out there running his own line, running his own pace, and his own race, he's able to maintain here, because eventually he's going to try. It's going to, he's going to even off with the other guy.
Yeah, most definitely. And I know it's the announcer's curse, and you don't want to talk about somebody that might be having a good run. I really don't want to do this, but Shane Ewing, 16th place, man. He's really doing some. Yeah, he's coming up, and it looks like he might be working on 5th. Yeah, he's working on Mike Kelly right now. So.
Looking on the inside, he said earlier he was just going to try to be patient.
Yeah.
So Shane definitely is doing what he has to do. He has come from way back. Let's see, he started 29th. He's up to 16th right now. And he said it. He's just out here just trying to see what he can get. He knew that this track is definitely, a treacherous one. You got Eric Arnold right there. Really didn't talk much about him either, but he's right there in the back end of him. But, yeah, outstanding run, back in 16th place right now.
And like you were saying, both those guys, Mike Kelly too, he started 30th. So both those guys right now are like the hard chargers. They're fighting for that hard charger award if there was one. But
Mike Kelly just a victim of wrong place, wrong time on that last caution. He was up there and I think it was the top 5, 6 or so, and it just, wrong place. Just saw a car come on round down his nose, and now he's got to fight back, try to get back to the front. He's working over Brian Boyce Cook right now. That's going to be for the 14th, and Nick Cohan. Now, Nick Cohan, I think at this point now, he's just trying to come out of this race with a good finish.
Yeah, that car's got a few bruises on. It's been a little battered tonight. That right front's pretty crumpled up, but he's been hanging on to it. Engine damage obviously hasn't been an issue for him tonight after smacking that wall early on. But, yeah, he's worked his way back up to 13th. He's been doing pretty good.
Lead change. Mitch Rollo just blew by Anthony DeBarro. He had been working him over the past several laps, and he has taken the top spot. So the 96 machine, Boomtown Sim guys out there. These guys are a new team, came here to the Sim500 at the beginning of the season here, folks. Sean Bounty won one of the dual races at Daytona. They have been an outstanding when they started. Then they kind of quietened off there a little bit and haven't really had the performance. Well, now they got that new Camaro out there. I had to choke up when I said that, but they got that new Camaro out there looking good. Can this be the night for for Mitch Rollo out there?
I don't know. Yeah, that pass was very impressive. I mean, he did what Tommy Ryan was trying to do for 70-plus laps. I mean, he really made it look effortless right there. And he's kind of pulling away from him a little bit. It looks like he might be trying to widen that gap. I don't know.
And I'm going to ask, maybe Anthony, again, I have no clue. I'm not there in the car with him, but I was wondering if Anthony's trying to say, okay, let me see what my car will do if I just hang back a little bit. I already know what to do is to put the hammer down out front. We'll just have to see if he starts closing that gap in later on Mitch. Maybe Mitch could, we don't know. Is Mitch overdriving that thing? The reason why, we'll see. If Anthony runs it back down, well, we definitely know.
I mean, we still got a lot of time left, but these laps are closing in. The end of the race is closing in pretty fast, but you might be right about that. I mean, I did watch the pass a couple times in replay, and Anthony might have Mark Martin did a little bit, so to say.
Yeah, just let him see what he's got. Battle with Mike Kelly here, trying to move it back up here. He's going to work it over Brian Boers-Cook for the 14th place spot. So he's slowly but surely trying to move to the front. Well, folks, this is race 2 of the chase here for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. It's been a good season so far as we're race 2 here of the chase. Chad Cole, this man right here, has the top spot. He owns it coming in. He's looking to have a good run here tonight and come out of here with some good points.
Definitely, and his car looks pretty clean. Doesn't look like he's gotten any mess tonight. It's been he was running in the top 5 earlier. He's top 10 now. Still a solid run. I'm sure he'd rather be in the top 5, but we were talking about Mr. Aggression last week. He maybe just hasn't been able to be aggressive because of the the way the track has been and just how loose everything's been. I think it maybe just not the lack of trying to be, just can't.
Absolutely. As right now, these guys are still running. They're all nose to tail. Mitch Rollo, he's out front in this one. You got Anthony DeBarro right there in second. Tommy Ryan sitting in third. Jose Gonzalez fourth. Thomas George sitting in fifth. Everybody's just being patient. Now you've seen Trey Edson run down Sean. Matter of time. I think the 4 tires will probably eventually run those 2 down as it goes on. We'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, it might be, I think you're right about that. I think the longer the run's going to go on, I think the more he's going to struggle with those tires. Right now, Trey Edson right now is really, really all over his back bumper. I think it's just going to be maybe another lap or 2 before he's going to be able to get by him. Taking those 2 tires, I think he was kind of hoping for maybe another caution. They do say cautions breed cautions, but just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, well, and so far, so good as Trey Edson takes the 6th place spot from Sean. Nick Silver comes up underneath him. Nelson Rivera right there also. I'll tell you what, Sean, he is trying to mix it up a little bit. Try to stay up there the best he can. He's hoping maybe to stay out there, he's hoping for a caution and maybe get right back on the pit cycle. But they want to hold his own with those 2 tires.
So far, so good. I mean, a lot better than I thought he would. I figured he'd already be out of the top 15, honestly. I hate to say that just because, trying to get the grip, the power down with the lack of grip. But so far, so good. He's not doing too bad. Still top 10. He's running 8th right now.
So far, you're right. As these guys, man, are looking good. Nelson Rivera, he's there in the 9th place spot. Chad Cole's back in 10th. Jonathan Candell, he's up in the 11th. And out front still Mitch Rollo. He's pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, Mitch Rollo, he's definitely getting some distance between him and Anthony DeBarro. I mean, that the way Anthony has been dominating this race before Mitch got by him is just was really something else. I hate to think that Anthony maybe let him by to think he would burn up his tires and maybe let him get away just a little bit. But we still got a lot of racing left, so we'll see. Not too far back. He's still within striking distance. He can be anyway.
So far, so good, man. It's Mitch Rollo. He's in control of this one. Anthony DeBarro sitting in second. Like I said, we're under the lights here at Richmond on the caution.
Yeah, what happened with that one?
Timms is slow. Yep. Nick Timms just came out of the turn, lost it, and man, stops right there before he hits the wall, backs up. Doesn't hit anything, but man, loses it. So under caution here.
Yeah, it's that's unfortunate right there. Like you said, we were talking about the self spins all night. Just another victim.
Well, it's interesting. Actually, Sean Castro probably is the one who's like, yay, because he stayed up in the 8th. Now he's going to go in with everybody else and get 4 tires.
Yeah, he can get him now. I mean, this is the caution he was looking for.
And it is. Everybody's on pit road. Mitch Rollo's bringing them down on pit road here, folks. With Anthony DeBarro out front. Well, like I said, we're under the lights here. Richmond International Speedway, race 2 of the chase for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Outstanding so far.
It's been a really great race so far. I mean, you know, early on we saw Anthony DeParo just dominating the race, and Mitch Rollo got past him, and now we saw, you know, the power of Mitch Rollo of Boomtown Sim. So now we have a caution, and they're going to be all stacked back up. It'll be interesting to see how this works out with Mitch, Anthony, and Tommy Ryan all 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we'll see who wins the race off pit road. And it actually looks like Mitch Rollo going to win it off pit road.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Real interesting there. I mean, we know what Anthony and Tommy can do. We've been watching them all night. We know what Mitch can do because we've been watching him here recently. We have all new tires, new restart. Laps are winding down. This is going to be very fun.
Yes, it is. As Mitch Rollo's going to be out front. Anthony DeBar right there in second. Jose Gonzalez up in the third. Thomas George fourth. Tommy Ryan's up in the fifth. Top 5 guys there and look to take this green flag and finish this one out.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the way this is going to end here. I mean, I know they're going to be racing hard because, you know, it's the last 50 laps. These guys are going to be battling, so
oh yeah,
I'm just curious to see how this is going to work out here. Chad Cole, you know, he's still in the top 10. He's back there in 9th, so I know he's trying to get back up there, but, you know, in 10th, he's still going to have a good points night, plus he got some bonus points, so.
He did, and even if he gets in the top 10 here, Nick Cohan sitting there in 13th. As we look through the rest of this field here, we've only got a couple cars out. Joe Hudson, Corbin Hemstreet, Josh Parker, and Dwight Beverly, all out of the race as of right now.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, you hate to see that. I mean, in Richmond, it's like you've been saying before, short track racing, you know, some of these guys just get involved in things and it happens.
Yes, it does. As a man up front, Mitch Rollo, he blew past Anthony. Now he's going to get the restarts that he wants here. We'll see what Anthony has got for him with these new tires. Or maybe Thomas George or Jose has something for him up there.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's the thing I've been noticing with a lot of these guys are it's almost like they're stalled to a certain position. Jose Gonzalez, Thomas George, I know they're, you know, where they are right now, but hopefully they can hold those positions. It's early, you know, it's late in the race and they can get a good finish. But some of these guys seem to be kind of stalled where they were at before. Jonathan Goodell's another guy. He's been hovering right around the top 10. Just can't quite get his car to go past that. So Nick Cohan, he's been battling back, but now he's in 13th, so we'll have to see if he'll be able to do it too. But they're getting ready to go green.
All right, here we go. Lights off on the pace car. What's up, Oliver? How you doing out there? As we're getting set here to go back green flag racing. Pace car's pulling in turn 3. Going to drop off on pit road. Let these guys go back to work. Mitch Rollo, he's up front. Pace car's in. Mitch is going to wait. He gets a good start. So does Anthony, though. He timed it right. But still, Mitch is out front in this one as they're side by side behind him.
Yeah, he was able to get a great restart, go to the high side so we can arc it down into 1 and 2. We got a wreck behind us. Jonathan Goodell's involved. Oh. Ooh. Who else is in there?
Caution.
Yeah, there's a big wreck in the back in, what, 1 and 2, yeah.
Brian Boris Cook involved, I believe. Oh, and Jonathan Goodell. Oh, hard in the wall. I think it actually started with him. Let's go back on him and see what happened. He just got loose. Actually, Jonathan was up front. It's a good start on the restart here. We're riding with him to see. He's up there at about 6 foot. Oh, yeah. He just drove it into the turn, got in the back of Sean Castro, and man, the 12 got involved with it. Hard lick. Brian Boris Cook in it. Wow. So, Jonathan, that's not the night he wanted. I told you we need to stop talking about it.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I saw it, I said, man, I should have never said anything about Jonathan tonight.
Every time we start talking about him, it just seems like we just jinx him or give him a curse.
Definitely. He's not going to be my friend anymore. I need to stop talking about him on the broadcast.
That's right. Look, no, we're going to boycott the 11 machine for the rest of the season. No more talking about Jonathan. We don't care if he's winning.
I've known Jonathan for 13 plus years, and he's definitely going to say that I'm cursing him now. I'm waiting for the private messages to come through after the race is over.
That's it. He'll be out there winning the race, and we'll just be like, Well, the guy in second place doing
Yeah.
good.
I'll just say John Doe in first place is doing a
Yeah.
fantastic job tonight. I'm going to be saying that from now on. That's just too bad.
Yeah, I hate it on his end. But again, we've seen it all night long. This track is just kind of, these guys think they might have it in tow. He's jumped out and bit them. Just one of these tracks here tonight. I mean, it's a tough place man, to manhandle. And folks, I'm going to tell you, this is some of the best you're going to see here on iRacing out here on this track. And they're just having a hard time with this place here tonight.
Definitely. And man, I'm with the amount of racing we got left. I really want to see these guys go in a long green flag run. I want to see Mitch and Anthony and Tommy just battle it out. But now we got Jose Gonzalez and Thomas George here, so yeah, I want to see these guys go back to green. I feel like a kid the night before Christmas.
There you go. Well, best time of year, Christmas time. All right, here we go. We're getting set here to go racing. Mitch Rollo out front. Anthony Navarro there in second. And they got a good start here. Race 2 of the chase here tonight.
Yeah, race 2 of round 1, correct? Yeah.
But yeah,
Next
we
week.
raced through round 1. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. Next week we're going to be at Charlotte, so that's going to be a good race too. I love that track. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. It would actually, you know, a lot of these guys are probably going to be like, man, let's just get us out of here to get to Charlotte because it'll be a whole lot better.
Yeah. I think they're ready for some big, fast D-oval racing, not this Richmond short track stuff. They'll be glad to get out of Richmond, but until then, we're still here and we still have a race to finish up.
No doubt about it. Definitely got to survive this place tonight, and I think that's what some of the points guys are trying to do, survive here tonight. And you're right, Oliver, things change. It has been a slick one all night long, though, for these guys. Treacherous, and it's just going to get even more treacherous as it goes on, as the night wears on here. As lights off on the pace car, and across the line, it'll be lap 142 of 170, so that'll put us at 10, 20, 30 laps, give or take. 28.
Something like that.
Yeah. Calculator's broke.
That's right.
All right, pace car's running around turn 3. It's off on pit road. Let's see if Mitch Rollo jumps out. He does. Takes the monster machine out there and gets a good run. Anthony Navarro, Jose's looking to the inside, but he's still got Thomas George up high.
Yeah, but he really drove it in there behind Anthony DeBarro. He's going to make sure that Thomas wasn't going to steal that position, but they're still side by side.
Man, boy, I tell you what, Jose almost lost it coming out of the turn right there. Got a little wiggly, but he's still on the inside there. Thomas George, along with Trey Edson on the high side.
Definitely. And Mitch Rollo just took off. He's gone. There's nobody even near him.
Oh, we got cars in the grass. Yep. We got cars everywhere in the back. Mowing it up. No caution. Let me see if I can. They're 3 wide back there in the back.
Oh, Rick Thompson gets loose.
We find out who in the world, man, was back in the back mowing the grass a minute ago.
Still got Mitch Rollo up front. Anthony DeBarro and Jose Gonzalez just battling it out side by side. Thomas George is right there. Anthony's past him now. So Thomas George had a little hiccup there, though. Did you see that? He lost a bunch of spots.
Yeah. Trying to go back and see on that. That started with Sean Bounty and Eric Arnold went flying through the infield. But let's go back on Sean Bounty here just real quick, because I knew they were back there all just mixing up. No caution came out of that because they kept going, but Sean came out of the turn, lost that thing coming out of the trioval. Nick Cohan almost got involved in it again. Got a little bit.
Oh, we have a spinner, 46, man. Nick Silva.
Nick Silver? All
yeah,
right.
Nick Silver just spun. No caution.
No caution. Wow, he was able to hold on to it. Let's go back and watch what happened to him. Right there behind Trey.
He was running 6th.
Yes, he was. Right behind Trey Edson there. Running. And just lost it out of the trioval. And luckily did not hit anything. Was able to keep going. Woo! So, man, I tell you what, business picking up on the track.
Definitely. Business is definitely picking up right now. These guys are giving it everything they have. They are pushing these cars as far as they can go. And Mitch Rollo, he's putting on a clinic right now. He is so fast. He has at least a 10 car length plus advantage on these guys. Anthony DeBarro just cannot close that gap.
almost a second right now, about 9/10 on over the man in second of Anthony Navarro, who's got Jose Gonzalez on his back deck. The Trey Edson's right there in the mix. I tell you right now, it's looking like I said 20 laps to go. These guys are going to pick it up. It's run what you brung. Business will pick up here. Now they're going to push this envelope on the track.
Most definitely. You're seeing guys running up front that weren't up here 50 laps ago. Mitch Rollo, Anthony Navarro has been up front all night, but now we got Jose Gonzalez, Trey Edson. They're battling it out. We haven't seen Jose in the top 3 all night.
No, we haven't, and he's up there in third place, looking like he's wanting to try to take second. Tommy Ryan's looking on the inside of Trey Edson there for a moment, trying to do what he can. Sean Castro, who did 2 tires early on in the race, up in the 7th. He got on the same pit cycle, and look who's behind him. Got caught in a wreck earlier, Mike Kelly. Man, I tell you, that guy is moving.
Nick Cohan too. Nice recovery for him. He got
Absolutely.
He had that self spin early. Didn't know if his car was going to be too damaged to go on. Avoided a wreck.
I gotta say it. Hi,
I know.
Mom. Because
I know.
11th place.
I've been looking all night. I'm looking.
Man, look at that. Boy, I don't want to say too much and jinx him, but
I was
going to
say 5 laps ago. I was going to say 5 laps ago. I am rooting for Shane. Chad's not my man anymore. I'm switching to Shane. I don't even want to say that. I don't want to say that because I might jinx him. But he's having a stellar run tonight. Fabulous run for him.
Outstanding there, and hopefully he's doing a good job. He definitely wanted to just come out of here with a good, solid run. Right now, he's battling there alongside of Nelson Rivera, who's looking to try to take that spot, but he's up in the 12th. Good comeback. Like you just said, Nick Cohan, for all the trouble he's had all night long, if he come out of here in 9th place, probably a win-win for him. Chad Cole's there in 10th. So it's going to be close as far as points go with those two. Mitch Rollo, I tell you, that guy's got monster energy on it, and he's got a monster machine here tonight. He has moved it out over a second lead.
Yeah, we're not ignoring the leader, ladies and gentlemen. There's just nothing to talk about because he's out in open track. He's got no challengers. He's killing the race right now. He's definitely dominated it. Yeah, he's looking pretty. So we're just trying to show you the battles a little bit further back in the field.
And right now, but the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place, man, they're all nose to tail. Any one of them makes a mistake, they'll be right there to capitalize on it. Anthony DeBarro in 2nd, Jose Gonzalez sitting in 3rd, Trey Edson up in the 4th, Tommy Ryan's there in 5th. You got Thomas George sitting in 6th, Sean Castro up in the 7th, Mike Kelly in 8th. Nick Cohan's moved it up to 9th, and around the top 10 is Chad Cole. As we're collapse are winding down, we're actually close to, we got less than 15 to go.
Oh, yeah, we're closing down on the checkered flags really quick. Mitch Rollo, he's definitely looking like the guy to beat tonight.
Now's the time. Hey, forget about the tires. They've all been out there for 25-lap runs. You just run that thing like there's no tomorrow, and I think that's what Mitch is doing. If Anthony runs him down, he runs him down. You got to go for the win. A couple more laps will be 10 to go here under the lights of Richmond for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Race 2 of the chase here tonight. And I got to tell you, look at Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly's moved up from the field, and he's looking for more.
Definitely, man. From 30th place, got involved, had his little issues tonight or whatever, and come all the way back to get a top 10. That's just amazing. I mean, both him and Nick Cohan have ran excellent races despite the struggles they've had tonight.
Yes, he has. Right now, that's Mike Kelly has. And like you said, Nick Cohan, who is hanging on to the 9th place spot. He understands Chad Cole's right there. Nelson Rivera, he's closing in on him, and we was talking about Shane. He's back there in the 12th place spot. Joey Katina, that's another one there. Look at him. Outstanding run, sitting up in the 13th place spot.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Joey all night. Yeah, started 24th. He's in 13th place. He's really given that machine a heck of a run tonight. I know you don't like those particular models of cars, but that Chevy is really doing great tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. It's kind of hard to miss them. Hey, new car, everybody's intrigued on using it. It's the same.
Yeah,
wait till next year when the Mustang comes out. Everybody be wanting to drive it too. It's just
that too.
New.
Yeah, Rick Thompson, that's another guy I'm just noticing behind Joey. He had an issue earlier in the race, and he's kind of battled back up to the top 15, so that's a good run for him. Steve Gottschalk, he got involved in another a wreck earlier tonight, and top 16. I mean, that's a pretty good run for him, too, despite all the troubles.
E.J.
O'Rourke, another guy, yeah.
Yeah, right there in the 14th place spot. Steve Goschalk been able to bounce back in the Nerf machine up in the 17th. So some guys have been able to bounce back a little bit here. Maybe we'll come out of here with a good run as we got 8 laps to go for the man out front, Mitch Rollo. Behind them, Anthony DeBarro still in second, and he's moved away from Jose Gonzalez a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. He's Jose Gonzalez, man. That's, I mean, 3rd place. He started 6th, but we really haven't talked about him being in the top 3 all night. He's, kind of been right there in the top 10, but man, he looks like he's going to be able to finish this race off in a solid top 3 finish.
If he can hang off and if he can hold off Trey Edson definitely last week's winner, definitely fast out here. As when they come across the line, they're going to have about 5 to go here. And I always say the last lap puts an end to it. 5 laps of a caution usually comes out here in iRacing. That'll put an end to it. So about one more time around here, if another caution comes out, Mitch Rollo puts it in victory lane.
Yeah, most definitely. And in dominating fashion over Anthony DeBarro, who was dominating earlier.
Yeah, just like he turned the switch on that monster machine and took off. Tommy Rines wants that spot from Trey Edson there in the 4th place. Can he get it? Like you said, we've got 5 to go here tonight at Richmond.
5 laps to go, and Anthony or Mitch Rollo would love to see a caution right now because it would end the race. But I don't think he really has to worry about it. He's got such a lead. It's great. And Anthony DeBarro, Jose Gonzalez, looks like that's where they're going to finish right now, despite any yellows.
Yeah, absolutely. Mitch Rollo's definitely out front in this one. I don't see if Anthony can run him down. Anthony's running him down just a little bit, and he's still maintaining about a second gap between him and the leader.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he's really got too much to worry about unless he makes a big mistake. But, yeah, I mean, he hasn't made any mistakes. That's why he's up front, so.
Let's go back here. Chad Cole, who is back in 11th because Nelson Rivera has moved around, and Nick Cohan, well, now he's under fire by that man of Nelson Rivera, who's looking on the inside. I think he's got a little bit better, so is Nick going to be able to hold on to 9th, but still if he comes out of here with a top 10, that is an awesome finish.
That'd be a great run for Nick, despite, all the troubles he's had and everything else. I mean, it just goes to show you, Nick's been paddling and playing catch-up the whole entire race. Chad Cole, that car looks great, and, he's going to be looking to finish behind him unless he can make a pass here in the next couple laps.
Well, there you go. He hadn't made any mistakes. You're right. Mitch Rollo hasn't. 2 to go here. He's going to capture the white flag, and he's definitely that man right there. It's going to be the man out front to try to put it in victory lane here tonight at Richmond. He'll take the white flag for one more time here at Richmond under the lights for race 2 of the chase for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. Mitch Rollo, he took over the top spot from Anthony DeBarro and hadn't let it go since. Anthony's just not going to be able to close the gap out of turn 4. Final time, Mitch Rollo will put it in victory lane. Anthony DeBarro will come in second. Man, what a finish to this one here tonight.
Yeah, to see Mitch Rollo beat the guy that's been dominating all night, I mean, that's very impressive right there on Mitch Rollo's part. That was a great race right there. And, hey, look at Shane Ewing. Solid top 12 finish there. Solid top 12 finish there, Mom.
Very good run on his end, man. I like that. He definitely bounced back and had an outstanding run. So, see if we can't find old Jose here and find some of these guys. Anthony DeBarro, definitely know he was one. And that's actually 2 teammates right there. So,
yeah,
they were working together a little bit there. That's Anthony and Mitch. So, the Boomtown guys, wow.
Making their presence known tonight.
Yes, they did. We'll find old Mitch Rollo or Rich. We'll find where's Jose at? He's hiding. There's Jose.
He's hiding.
Yeah, they hide. I mean, all these different guys down here. Well, let's bring up 3rd place man here. Let's get a talk in with him. Jose Gonzalez. A good run for him tonight.
Got Mr. Speedy Gonzalez himself. Jose Gonzalez is here. 3rd place finish. Where'd you come from, man? You weren't in the top 3 all night, and then here at the end, you just turned the switch and brought it home in 3rd.
Yeah, how about that, man? Yeah, it's a solid finish. I guess if you want to, have a breakout race when the playoff starts, that's when you go and do it. I didn't make any mistakes as I usually do, you know. So I just kept my nose clean. I saved my tires. I figured out that if you race side by side there on the outside, you would burn your tires. So early in the race, I would just give the spots up. If you had a nose underneath me, I just let you go, and sure enough, on the long runs, I started passing people. So I guess it worked. Those last 20 laps, I did go all out. So, but you know, I'm very happy to get the third place tonight.
How hard was that setup tonight? I had a lot of guys tell me that the setup was wicked loose tonight, especially going into the corner. So was that an issue for you tonight? Well, apparently it wasn't, but
Yeah.
I mean, how bad was it for you to try to fight that issue tonight?
Yeah, you had it was very loose on entry, but I guess I used it to my advantage. I had a different line than everybody else. I would go into the turn very low. I would attack the corner and let it roll because it's loose, so it would roll by itself. And I just waited a long time to get back on the gas. I was patient, and I guess it worked for me tonight. So.
Is there anybody you want to mention or anybody you want to thank tonight? Sponsors, anybody that might be watching?
Sim500 admins, they do a lot of work, very hard work, and this league is really getting up to be the best league around, iRacing league, and the racing here has been really awesome in the past couple of months. So I'm really happy about it, and I'm glad you guys can be part of it too, man.
Yeah, we really appreciate that, Jose. And yeah, great run tonight, man. Third place finish for
All
Jose
right,
Gonzalez.
Thank you. Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir. Good run for the Jose there tonight. Looking outstanding. Come up in third place. Well, let's bring up our second place man here, Anthony Nabarro. He had a solid car all night long, but man, just out of nowhere, just ended up here in second. Let's bring him up, get talking with him.
That's what we could do.
We got our second place finisher here, Anthony DeBarro. Hey, you were dominating earlier. You just really the car to beat, and then your teammate Mitch Rollo, just where did he come from? What happened there? I mean, you were dominating the race. Was that something you guys are discussing in the channel?
Oh, well, this is 9 weeks of points racing to get to the end, and that last run I expected, I thought I was going to reach the end in 70 laps or whatever, so I let him go because I was saving my tires, and everyone's so close, there's no way I could get back by him, and I needed about maybe 10 more laps there. I was starting to inch in there at the end.
Yeah, when I saw that pass happen, that's kind of, I actually watched the pass 3 different times, and I was like, I even said it, I think you Mark Martin did. You let him by to kind of let maybe he burn his stuff up, and you can get to him, but didn't quite work out that way. But you still had a stellar run tonight, Anthony. It was a really great run. How bad was the setup? And pretty much asking the guys, it seemed like it was really loose, especially going into the corners. How bad was it for you to battle that tonight?
Okay. I thought it was one of the better Richmond setups we had in a while. The way I drive, I don't really drive as deep as some guys, so the loose end really didn't affect me, and it was loose off, and you push to the front, which that's Richmond for you. Every setup's like that, no matter what.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anybody that might be watching, any sponsors or anybody you want to mention tonight?
Yeah, the guys at Boomtown saying Goodwin, Mitch, Corbin had a connection issue, so thanks for him, and Sean had a wreck, but he qualified really well. It was good for him tonight.
Well, definitely, yeah. And there's your second place finisher right there, Anthony DeBarro, man. Had a really fast car tonight, but came 1 spot short. But it was to his teammate, so got to be a little bittersweet there.
No doubt about it. Coming up in second, but a good points night for him nonetheless. So this guy just out of nowhere, and an outstanding run here, like I said, for the Boomtown guys down there. We'll bring him up winner tonight here. Mitch Rollo, join the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I always say monster cars, you've got a monster drink on that thing and a monster motor. You came out of nowhere, took the lead, and did not look back. Putting it in victory lane here tonight for the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice here at Richmond. Man, how's that feel?
Oh man, that was a crazy race. It feels incredible. Last week I had a mediocre run. I finished 11th, having issues just before the race and had to disconnect and reconnect, which means I needed to start from the pits, so I was almost down a lap just to begin the race, and ended up somehow crawling up to 11th there. But this week we managed to qualify top 10 and definitely paid dividends because we got up there and we won the damn thing. So definitely an awesome night for this 96 car.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Once you got out front, it wasn't all she wrote. You were out there and looked good. How was that track though all night long?
Very loose in, and at times it could be loose off. I mean, I have my brake pads jacked up real high. I didn't think it was. I thought it was gonna wear out the front tires a little bit too much, but it ended up working not too bad there. So, you know, we had the brake pads to combat the loose in issue, but the loose off was they were all a race that we had to deal with throttle control and just trying to get a straight shot off the corner there.
Well, you put it in victory lane. Got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I definitely got to thank all the guys at Boomtown Sim, Sean, Corbin, and Anthony. Good run for all them tonight. Unfortunately, Corbin had a connection issue there that kind of screwed up the end of the race for him, but all in all, it was a good night for Boomtown. And I got to thank my spotter, Ben. He came on with me not too long ago. I guess it's 3 or 4 weeks ago now. And he's been a huge help up there. Having a spotter up there is definitely comforting. And I gotta thank my girlfriend Sydney for watching. She's a big supporter of mine for sim racing, and so I appreciate her.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, definitely good shout out to all the people out there and a good win here tonight. Mitch Rollo putting it in victory lane, folks, here at Richmond. Well, let's get the unofficial results order as Mitch Rollo puts it in victory lane. Anthony Navarro in second. Jose Gonzalez up in the third. Trey Etzen there in fourth. Tommy Ryan's fifth. Thomas George up in sixth. Mike Kelly seventh. Sean Castro ends up in eighth. Nick Cohan, he battles back to a ninth place finish. Nelson Rivera there in 10th. We look through the rest of the field, most notably here, Chad Cole right on the outside looking in. And Shane Ewing, we've been talking about him all night long. He hadn't had a good run at 12th, but look through the rest of this field here. Well, some guys are just going to be glad to get to Charlotte next week.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of these guys are going to be glad to get out of Richmond, glad to leave this garage area and leave it behind. Yeah, Richmond was a tough race for a lot of guys, and we're going to go back to a faster track, a lot of speed over at Charlotte. Should be a good one there.
No doubt about it. Well, folks, here for myself here and Don and all the guys here at the Sim500 Monday Night Money Series presented by Transervice. The winner tonight here, Mitch Rollo at Richmond. Race 2 of the chase. We go to Charlotte next week. Gonna be a good one. Everyone, have a good night.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.